Welcome to all. In this video we will see concept of micropropagation. Micropropagation is an in vitro plant tissue culture technique used for the production of large number of plants which are genetically identical and obtained from a small piece of plant, that is called explants. Two key requirements achieved by micropropagation: one is mass multiplication, that means large number of plantlets, and second one is maintain the genetic purity, or the clones are genetically identical. In general, the mother plants are often virus tested, and virus free plants are used for explant isolation and micropropagation. The method of identification of virus free plant is called virus indexing. Commercially propagated plants through micropropagation in India are fruit crops like banana, pineapple, strawberry, cash crops like sugarcane, potato, spices, turmeric, ginger, vanilla, large and small cardamoms, and medicinal plants such as aloe vera, geranium, stevia, patchouli and neem, ornamental plants such as gerbera, carnation, anthurium, lily, syngonium, cymbidium and rose, and woody plants like teak, bamboo, eucalyptus and populus, biofuels like jatropha and pongamia. In general, the micropropagation is grouped into 5 stages, ranges from stage 0, stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3 and stage 4. Stage 0 is called preparative stage. The mother plant selection takes place here, and stage 1 is called initial establishment of the explant stage, and stage 2 is proliferation or mass multiplication stage, and stage 3 is rooting stage, stage 4 is hardening and acclimatization and transportation. Now we will see stage by stage. Stage 0, preparative stage. Superior quality genotypes that are free of viruses and fungi are important in the production of healthiest plants. To prevent contaminations during in vitro culture, these mother plants may be grown in a glasshouse or greenhouse to prevent pathogens and insect eggs. The greenhouse or glasshouse may supply quality explants throughout the year, since they are grown under controlled temperature and atmospheric conditions. If required, heat, light, temperature and growth regulator treatments are given to mother plants to eliminate pathogens such as virus and to improve the quality of explants. Next, stage 1, the initial establishment stage. In this stage, the explant is chemically sterilized and is inoculated into the sterile autoclaved culture medium and grown in primary growth room with approximately 25 degrees Celsius temperature in the presence or absence of light. Generally, for organogenesis, 16-hour light and 18-hour darkness is required. For callus induction, first 2 to 3 weeks kept in the absence of light will increase the callus induction. 3 major practices are carried out in stage 1, such they are explant selection, sterilization and inoculation into media. First, explant selection. The selection of explant may vary according to the responsiveness of the genotype and explant and our objective of micropropagation. For nodal culture, it is suitable for enhanced organogenesis and practice in plants like rose and others. Shoot tip culture is suitable in banana. If our objective is to produce virus free plants, then meristem tip culture is a preferable method. Second part is sterilization, discarding the surface tissues from the plant materials while preparing explants and use of a suitable chemical sterilizing agents with an appropriate concentration and optimum time of the explant exposure is necessary for sterilization process. After exposing to chemical sterilants, it is necessary to wash with distilled water several times, at least 3 times, and this washing will take place inside the laminar hood under aseptic conditions. Generally 0.12% mercury chloride or 4 to 20% sodium hypochlorite, the commercial bleach, are widely used for chemical sterilization process. Next part is inoculation. Normally semi-solid agar nutrient medium is used for micropropagation, and certain phenolic and tannin secreting plants causes the browning of the medium. Such cases it can be minimized or avoided by the addition of 0.1 to 1% activated charcoal in the nutrient medium. Stage 2, It is called proliferation or multiplication stage. At this stage, the number of microshoots of the plantlets are multiplied into several numbers, either through organogenesis or through somatic embryogenesis. This is the most crucial stage in micropropagation to produce several hundreds, thousands, even millions of plants. According to nature of genotype and type of explant, proliferation is achieved by three methods. One is callus induction, second one is adventitious bud formation, third one is enhanced axillary bud formation. Callus induction. Through dedifferentiation of mature cells, explants produce undifferentiated mass of callus cells. Through redifferentiation and organogenesis, multiple number of microshoots will be produced by subculturing callus in shooting medium. Similarly, certain explants producing large amount of embryogenic callus with bipolar structure called somatic embryo. The somatic embryo contains bipolar structure for future shoot and root development and does not require specific shoot initiation medium for shoot induction. Adventitious bud formation. Buds arising from any place other than leaf axil or the shoot apex are termed as adventitious buds. The shoots differentiated from calli should also be treated as adventitious buds. The rate of adventitious bud formation can be considerably enhanced under in vitro culture conditions, and in lily the explant bulb scales produce large amount of adventitious bud formation. Adventitious bud formation involves the risk of splitting the chimeras leading to pure type of plants. Example is variegated geranium species. Next one is enhanced axillary branching. The rate of shoot multiplication by enhancing axillary branching can be achieved by subculturing the microshoots in a suitable cytokinin rich medium with or without small proportion of auxins. In the presence of cytokinin, the shoots formed by the explant produced axillary buds which may grow directly into shoots. Now the multiple shoots obtained are separated and each one is subcultured in a separate vessel, and each one proliferate into multiple number of shoots again. This process is repeated for several times and the initial explant transformed into a large number of microshoots up to thousands or millions. Next is stage 3. The adventitious and axillary shoots developed in the cultures in the presence of a cytokinin are called as microshoots, and they generally lack roots. Even somatic embryo carry bipolar structure for shoot and root. They often show poor root conversion in many instances. To obtain full plant, the microshoots and somatic embryo shoots are subcultured into rooting medium, generally rich in the appropriate auxin concentration than cytokinins. Individual shoots measuring 2 cm in length are excised and transformed into rooting medium. Next, stage 4 or last stage of micropropagation is hardening and acclimatization. The success of commercial micropropagation rely on the ability to transfer the plants out of culture on a large scale with high survival rates. The in vitro cultured plants live with luxurious amount of inorganic and organic nutrients, growth regulators, carbon sources, high humidity, low light, poor gas exchange for rapid growth and development. Direct transfer of in vitro cultured plants in the field conditions cause severe mortality rate for the following reasons. One is poor control of water loss. In vitro plants cultured with high humidity and they are not practiced to survive with atmospheric humidity. So if we transfer to field, water loss due to transpiration leads to wilting of the plants. Second one is heterotrophic mode of nutrition uptake. In vitro plants grown with luxurious nutrient medium and they are not practiced to survive with less nutrient level in the soils. Therefore, gradual acclimatization is necessary for these plants to survive transition from culture to the greenhouse field. Acclimatization. The plantlets are gently removed from the in vitro culture medium, gently washed, and the roots to remove the adhering media and other substances and transplanted into a potting mix containing any of the horticulture potting soils such as peat, perlite, polystyrene beads, vermiculite, bark, coarse sand, etc., or combination of any one or two or three of the above, and transferred into a well equipped greenhouse with humidity and temperature control. Initial 2 weeks 85 to 100% relative humidity is maintained inside the greenhouse with mist spray, and the plants irrigated with low concentration of inorganic nutrients. The relative humidity gradually reduced after 10 to 15 days. After few weeks, the plants transferred into normal shade net house and irrigated with low concentration of inorganic nutrients for few more weeks before directly going to field. Now the plants learn to use photosynthetic machinery and they can withstand the subsequent reduction in the ambient relevant humidity and survive under the field conditions. The X-plant shoot tip, axillary bud, inflorescence, lateral bud, leaf tip, nodal segments or flower stalks are used according to the nature of different kinds of plants. Now we will see some of the advantages of micropropagation. The main advantage is mass propagation through small piece of X-plant, and second advantage is it requires very less space. For example, from 1 square meter space of a culture room, we can produce 20,000 to 1 lakh plants per year. The production of disease and virus free plants, we have to carefully select the mother plant devoid of any virus and subject to thermotherapy or chemotherapies such as heat and chemicals to eliminate the virus. In such a way we can eliminate the virus, and also through virus indexing procedure we can make sure the plantlets are free from virus. Next one is increase the production of plants normally propagate very slowly, and introduction of disease free new cultivars through the micropropagation. And vegetative propagation of sterile hybrids can be used as a parent plants for the seed production. The example is cabbage, and one of the rapid method for cloning disease free trees is achieved through micropropagation, and in vitro cultures can be stored for a long time through cryopreservation. The breeding cycle can be shortened by following micropropagation rapid multiplication technique. Now we will see some of the disadvantages. It incurs high initial expenditure for laboratory equipments and services, and no possibility for mechanization since the sterilization and other process requires skill and manual labor work is required. And plants are not autotrophic and need step by step acclimatization before transfer to field. And poor acclimatization to the field is a common problem for several plants. This process is called hyperhydricity. And risk of genetic changes such as homoclonal variations may possibly occur. Usually it will occur less than 2 to 3%. The mass propagation cannot be done with all crops up to date. Only couple of crops are responded well for micropropagation. Especially in cereals, much less success is achieved. The regeneration is often not possible, especially from adult woody plant materials. And many plants showing problem in root induction stage of the micropropagation. And in several instances, the micropropagation plantlets may not get uniform growth in some cases. Each X-plant has different in vitro growth rates and maturation. Thus, it cannot be used for floriculture crop production when uniformity is critical. Thank you.